Anthropic are absolutely dominating in coding, which does not surprise me because Anthropic make Claude, which is currently and has been for a while the best coding model. Others have tried to push in, but Anthropic has 60% share of the market, dominating. Good morning, everybody. My name is Kyle. I'm running through the AI news and updates of the day. We've got a handful of things going on. I also want to shout out a new community, a free community that I have built, and we are now getting people into it. I say new, we've already got about 3,000 people in it already, but we are reinvigorating it. We're bringing it back because I now actually know what I want to do with it. So I'm going to talk about that in a moment. If you are interested in that though, that's already live. So if you head over to AI with Kyle, you're now going to see a join community button at the top. If you click on there, it will take you through the steps to be able to join that community. Totally free. And I will talk at the end of this live about what we're doing with it, because I think it would be quite exciting if you are interested in learning how to use AI to better your life and survive the future with artificial intelligence. First up, some AI news, interesting reports and smaller items. Nothing massive today. Nice end to the week. Next week, we're expecting ChatGPT garlic, and whatever that's going to be. Probably going to be GPT 5.2, could be GPT 5.5, but it will be coming next week. Before that, if any of you use Claude, and if any of you use Claude Code, you will know there's a phrase, you're absolutely right. When you call out Claude Code, and this happens with a lot of tools, a lot of AI tools, if you call it out and say that doesn't sound right, or it sounds like you're making something up, it will always respond with, you're absolutely right. And it became a meme with Claude Code in particular. So much of a meme that somebody actually built something called absolutely.lol, which looks like this, and basically measured, using this beautiful graph, every time their Claude Code said you're absolutely right. It has stopped. Since Opus 4.5, released last week, you're absolutely right has died. It used to be absolutely right, then just right, and now it is stopped with the emotional support that it would give us every time we told it it was feeding us a lie. So does this mean Claude is not lying to us as much? No, they've just got rid of the verbiage of you're absolutely right, which is sad because it was cute. I wanted a mug that had you're absolutely right on it, and I was annoyed that, remember at Anthropic, the creators of Claude were giving away caps and they had a pop-up here in London, but it said thinking on it, which is fine, it's whatever. I wish it had said you're absolutely right. It would have been funny. They did not do that, which is a shame, because I would have bought a cap like that. One of the biggest things is from Open Router, connected to Andreessen Horowitz. They have shares or own it, I think. Let me actually pull up the Open Router. Here we go. It's an API which allows you access to any model, so a unified interface for large language models. What this means is they route a lot of traffic, and this means that they have a lot of visibility of what models people are using, which is really useful because we can then get an overall picture of what the general public, what developers, what creators are using artificial intelligence for. It's hard to get that from an individual model because we only get data about OpenAI or Anthropic. Open Router have done a meta-analysis of 100 trillion tokens with Open Router to show what people are using. So what models people are using, what they're using them for, etc., etc. So very cool. I'll put this in the newsletter so that you'll be able to go through it yourself. But I wanted to highlight some very interesting things. One, I'll jump straight to it because this is probably the most fascinating thing for me here, is what people are using it for. Over 50% is role play. Some of it is for writing stories, novels, maybe D&D characters and stuff like that. A lot will be romantic, and it falls under roleplay. So it's people who are using AIs for companionship, people who are potentially using AI for sexual needs, not say for work needs, will fall under this roleplay. So this has been 100 million tokens through Open Router. They give you access to many models. Here's a list of their models. 52% of the usage is roleplay. This side of artificial intelligence we don't normally see that much of, but this is an absolutely gigantic part of the market, half of the market, half of the usage is this. Andreessen Horowitz put out a study called the Top 100 Gen AI Consumer Apps. This one is from August. It shows by unique monthly visits which AI apps are people, the public, actually using it. If you look at the list, it's actually changed a bit. It used to be even more skewed towards roleplay and companionship. Now, number one is ChatGPT. Number two is Gemini. That's new. That was not the case the last time they put out this report. Number three is DeepSeek. Number four is Grok. Number five is Character AI. So Character AI is a companionship app. It's a role-playing app. Number 6 is Perplexity. Number 7 is Claude. Number 8 is Janitor AI, which is also Roleplay. Let's have a look. Yep. Be anyone, build anything. 15 million users. Oh, look at this. We're calling it Roleplay, but it's a specific type. I'm going to take this off the screen before my stream gets taken down. Quark AI is proactive support agents. Never heard of this. It's number 9. Drastically reduce support costs. God, that's a website. Google AI Studio. Dubal spicychat.ai is number 14. Less of them here. I'm guessing Crush on AI is also Companionship. Juicy Chat sounds like Companionship, etc., etc. This is actually reduced. Previously, in the last few reports, a lot more were Roleplay and not safe for work apps. It's adjusting a little, but coming back to this open router study, it's still 52% of the tokens, 100 trillion for creative roleplay. A huge part of the market we don't normally talk about. When I talk about AI news and updates, I tend to talk about business applications, creative applications, maybe personal productivity applications, but not about creative roleplay. Companionship cannot be ignored. A lot of money is flowing as well. So what else has this study shown? I think this was the other big takeaway. The open source market was dominated by DeepSeek. So DeepSeek released one of the best models. It was V2. That's when they came onto the scene and everyone was like, whoa, what is this? And suddenly Chinese AI became a viable alternative and it was open source. So DeepSeek V2 in particular was the opening up of that. Sorry, V3. DeepSeek V3 was the opening up of that market. We've seen a decline in their dominance because there are many other open source models available now. A lot of them come from China. So we've got Qwen, we have ZAI, we have Moonshot, that is Kimi K2. We also have a few Western ones like Meta Llama, and ChatGPT OSS usage is small compared. But what we are basically seeing is DeepSeek used to have a dominant position in the open source market. That has been chipped away at by a large number of other Chinese models. Minimax, Kimi, Qwen. So interesting to see the shifts in their market. They are open source models, Chinese models, not Western. That area has been ceded to China. Token usage by source type. The majority is still closed source, routing through ChatGPT to Claude, Rock, models that are closed and you cannot access their actual parameters. You can't download it. You can't run a local version. The orange bar here at the bottom, this is Chinese models. So you see a large increase here through 2025, but it's staying relatively static for the last half of the year, with closed models still dominant. This is through Open Router, 100 trillion tokens, which is a huge amount of volume. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this study inside of the newsletter. There is a lot here, and what you are interested in is going to be very different. You can look at the categories, you can look at what models are being used, you can see what they're being used for, etc. This is fascinating. So Anthropic are absolutely dominating in coding, which does not surprise me because Anthropic make Claude, which is currently and has been for a while the best coding model. Others have tried to push in, but Anthropic has 60% share of the market, dominating compared to other coding models. Cool. I will put this in the newsletter in the community. I've created a free community, which is at community.aiwithkyle.com. You can also find it on the aiwithkyle.com website. Go to join community. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post this paper, pull out interesting charts and figures, and we can discuss it in the community as well. Because I think there's a huge amount here, far too much for me to go through all by myself. So I'd love to show it to other people and hear what you think is interesting as well. A phenomenal amount of information here. Very cool study. Have a look at it. I'm going to hop over to some questions. See if we've got any. Good morning, everybody. ChatGPT have lost their court case about privacy. Oh, yes, they have. Oh, hey, Tamas. Good morning. I didn't know if this was visible inside of the community. So I currently have 4 chat tabs up, which is, as you can imagine, a little much. Tamas, how is the stream? Is the audio okay? Is the video okay? I haven't actually tested it. I've started to stream into the community as well as TikTok and YouTube and Twitter all at the same time. So I'd love to hear how the quality is because I can't see it, unfortunately. Oh, I got the thumbs up from YouTube. It's all on one screen. Right, let me hop over. That is the Open Router study. I will put that in the newsletter. Make sure you are subscribed to the newsletter if you are not. It's totally free. You can get that at aiwithkyle.com and then click on newsletter. You can sign up there. That will also add you into the community. We'll be discussing the study, the paper in there. Okay, let's hop over to Gemini. So we know that ChatGPT, OpenAI are going to be releasing something next week. It's going to be called Garlic, the code name. We think it's going to be GPT 5.2, maybe GPT 5.5. It is being released because OpenAI at the beginning of this week went into code red, saying, oh God, we are falling behind and Gemini are biting at our heels here, and we need to focus on our core model, ChatGPT. We need to stop the other projects and pull something big out to become the dominant model again. 3 years ago, when the first big public release of ChatGPT happened, Google also issued a code red because Google had the Lambda models. They had large language models originated at Google. The transformer architecture was designed and conceptualized at Google. They had this technology, they just didn't bring it to market first. Whereas OpenAI went to market and became synonymous with generative AI and large language models, and really with AI. When you say ChatGPT, people in the public now think of ChatGPT equals AI, a march stolen from Google. And Google has just caught up after 3 years. Now we're seeing a reversal with OpenAI now in full panic mode, issuing a code red, and next week releasing ChatGPT Garlic. And we're going to find out what that is. Google released Gemini 3 DeepThink. The idea behind Garlic, this is a scuttlebutt, this is speculation, this is rumor, but the idea was they're going to release a model which is better than Gemini 3. However, Google released an even better model today. They're just like, cool, you're going to try and take our fire, but we made something better. Let's see if you can beat that. OpenAI are on course to release something next week to beat the Gemini 3 model. Gemini has just been updated with DeepThink mode. If Garlic doesn't beat this new model, this new DeepThink mode that they've put out, then OpenAI are going to look very silly next week. This is a massive problem. They need to hope whatever they're releasing is better than Google. Gemini 3 DeepThink. Think is our most advanced reasoning model that explores multiple hypotheses simultaneously to give you an even more sophisticated output. So it's like a deep research mode, but even more. So what it's going to do is it's going to run parallel agents, and then we'll have a process at the end which compares them and then comes out with the best solution. Obviously, this is overkill if you are given it a task like, hey, write me a tweet about such and such. This is really useful if you are doing something more academic, if you're doing something more scientific. Having the ability for it to have almost a contestation process where you have multiple hypotheses and then it brings them together and it finds the most powerful or the most likely of those hypotheses is really cool. With DeepThink mode, Gemini uses iterative rounds of reasoning, resulting in more refined and nuanced code that helps you visualize, prototype, and experiment with noticeably richer detail. It is only available right now in the Ultra subscribers, so it's not widely available at all, and you can get it by using the drop down. So if you have Ultra, you can use this now. They don't need to get this out into the public broadly. They just need a model which is better than whatever ChatGPT Garlic is next week. And if they do have that, that's going to entirely torpedo any plans that OpenAI have to get back in the race. This is fantastic. I think competition is great. I want to see Google and OpenAI go at it. It's fantastic to see Google now properly competing, because for the last couple of years they have been woefully behind, and now they've come out punching, come out swinging, which is super exciting. Gemini 3 DeepThink, or something else that's good. I didn't see when you sent that message. Hi Ian, all good. I can't annoyingly encircle inside of the community, for those not watching from there, I can't overlay myself in the same way that I am on YouTube or on TikTok. Instead, I'm in a small head, but that's fine. You see enough of me. Anyone who does want to join from the community, if you go to aiwithkyle.com, there's now a new button there which is join community, and that will bring you in to the free community where we are discussing these issues. I'll post items that we discussed and we can have discussions about it and actually talk about it as a place to reflect on what's happening. It's useful if we can share them and come to our conclusions. So that is Gemini 3. Let's hop over to my favorite model. People keep asking me, should I use ChatGPT or Gemini? But the question keeps coming up. My answer is always Claude. I think Claude's the best model. Let's hop over to Anthropic and Claude and something called Anthropic Interviewer. They have created a survey which pops up inside of Claude when you are using Claude now, or you can go to claude.ai/interviewer it runs you through a survey to collect information on the users and find out what we're using it for. So it's a little bit like this open router study that we just looked at, but it's specifically for Claude and Anthropic. They've published a bunch of information about who's using it. Importantly, this is not just what are you using it for, it's more about how optimistic or how pessimistic do you feel about artificial intelligence, which is handy. This is what it looks like. I'm not going to do this live because it's far too much, but what they've done, which I think is great, is they've made it a interactive AI object. So you can talk to your interviewer. It's a custom GPT preloaded with questions, and it's going to save that information. If you use Claude and you want to help, go to claude.ai/interviewer, or just use Claude and it will probably pop this up at some time in the next few days and say, hey, do you want to do a survey? I do love the way they're doing it. What's the last thing you used an AI chatbot for? Well, technically I'm using it to answer this, but I don't think that's a very helpful question. So this will also be more interesting insights into the usage of AI and pessimism versus optimism once they collect more information. Right now they've only got 1,000 people, so I don't know why they bothered publishing that, but presumably later they'll have tens or hundreds of thousands of results. Cristiano Ronaldo, C7? I think it's C7. He just invested in Perplexity. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo is a very wealthy individual and he's invested in an awful lot of things, but to invest in an AI company is fascinating because this is a very public announcement, and I expected the reaction to his announcement to be like, oh, what are you doing? AI is gross and it's destroying the world. That does not seem to be the case. Ronaldo says, curiosity is a requirement for greatness. You win when you keep asking new questions every day. That's why I'm proud to announce my investment in Perplexity. Perplexity is powering the world's curiosity, and together we will inspire everyone to ask more ambitious questions. I'm pretty sure Perplexity helped write this. The comments are fine. People are not criticizing the use of artificial intelligence. A lot of people are pointing out that when you ask Messi or Ronaldo who's better, it will say Messi. So they are trolling him. But people are not saying AI is destroying the world. You've forsaken all your ideals. I used to love you, but I can't believe you've done this. If this had happened a year ago, we would have seen a lot more negativity about this. Whereas it looks a lot more like people are coming to terms with the fact that AI is here and that AI is part of the future. And even when your heroes like Cristiano Ronaldo are investing in it, they've also got a page called perplexity.ai/Ronaldo, which I opened earlier, and it is the most over-animated. It's worth going to because it is such an over-animated page. Each of these carousel images, you can click on it, and it will ask Perplexity something about Ronaldo. Ask Perplexity, why was Sir Alex Ferguson so influential for Cristiano Ronaldo? And then they have a custom Perplexity agent here where you can ask about Ronaldo's goals. Which goals did Ronaldo score with a diving header? Oh, we get to move around it and click on it. Okay. It's very cool. It's the most over-animated, madly detailed thing I've ever seen, and it's well worth going to see. And you can click on these individual things. What do they do? Relive Cristiano Ronaldo's bicycle kit versus Al Khajil on the 23rd of November 2025, including details of the goal itself and its importance. Kudos to the team who worked on this. Definitely check that out yourself. I'll post that in the community because it's fun. Gemini 3 listening mode has had issues with changing from English to German randomly for me. That's new. There's a constant bug in ChatGPT for 3 years, basically, of it just switching to Welsh all of a sudden. And it is a bug that people in my community and various groups still report happening. Like they'll be chatting to ChatGPT and it will suddenly switch into Welsh. For some reason, that has not been removed. I've not heard of it being switched to German. That is unfortunate. The voice mode's pretty good in Gemini. What's really good is the ability to use your camera and ask it questions. It's in ChatGPT, but I find the version in Gemini really good because it works with their search quickly. I found that really useful. It sounds like you've got a bug with it moving to German. Sorry about that. Communities. I have reinvigorated my community and I'm getting people into it. We're doing a big push this weekend, hopefully getting more people in. I wanted to just outline and show you a few communities that I think you should join, things that you should check out, not just mine. I'm not just going to say join mine, it's the best, because there are lots of reasons to join a community. I wanted to highlight a number of people and companies who have communities out there that can help you in your AI journey. The first is Sabrina Ramanov. Sabrina has a Discord specifically for female entrepreneurs who want to work with artificial intelligence. If you are female and you are working on something and you want to learn more about artificial intelligence, I would highly recommend checking out Sabrina's community, just because Sabrina is generous and gives away a huge amount of information and wants other people to succeed. So I'm sure that community is fantastic. I've talked to 2 or 3 people who are in it and said it's good. The next one is a really good one. I wanted to talk about DeepLearning.AI. DeepLearning.AI is where you go if you want to find more structured courses about artificial intelligence. They start very basically, generative AI for everyone, etc. And then you can actually get into learning the tools, TensorFlow, PyTorch, etc. And then even onto training your own models, building your own models, etc. They have a huge amount of information on there and it goes pretty deep. They also have a community, and I don't think many people know about this compared to their courses. But in here, it's a very active community where you can go in and you can discuss more technical aspects of artificial intelligence. This tends to be more technical because it's linked to their courses, but it's a valuable and active community. I recommend this as well. Another one that is more technical, but again, very useful and very active, is Learn AI Together. This one has been around for years, actually. I want to say like at least 6 years, 7 years. And it's a Discord community. It looks like it's got about 90,000 members, which is amazing. This, if you Google, this is a join page. So if you Google Learn AI Together Discord, you'll be able to get to this page and you'll be able to join. Again, this is more technical. So this is people discussing machine learning, discussing the latest research, etc. It's a good place to hang out if you want to start to glean information at that kind of level as well. Something a bit more practical, my friend Marin has a school community which is for AI builders specifically. Now this is for people who, I'm not logged in at the moment, but this is for people who are vibe coding, building, creating from scratch. He has a structured 21-day challenge where he walks you through how you start to use these tools. And then after that, it is a community, and it's an extremely supportive and generous community, celebrating each other's wins. He won the school games last month, which was a great job. This one is paid, by the way. The other ones so far are not paid, but this one is because it's a bit more structured, and he has challenges and live calls and support, etc., etc. But still, this is one that I'm in, and I highly recommend. I keep getting people, when I post in there, I get every once in a while people say, "Oh, I know you. You're from YouTube." Yeah, thanks. It's a really good community there. And then finally, self-plug, I am relaunching my community. We actually have 3,000 members, but it's been quiet. It hasn't been used, the community, for the last year or so. So we're reinvigorating it now. So if you go to aiwithkyle.com, it's a join community, totally free, the free version of the community here. We don't have a paid version yet, but we might do that in the future. Just not a warning, that's not right. Just for full disclosure, we might add a paid layer later, but right now it's free. We'll be adding what's been discussed. If I have a video that people have been talking about, controversial or a heated argument, I'll bring that into the community so we can discuss it. I want to bring people in. You guys can post, ask questions, look for business partners, support each other. It's going to be a space for all of us rather than just me sending stuff. You can find my stuff on social media. We are reinvigorating this community right now. You can find it on my website. Join community, it's free. We will be pushing more. I'll be doing lives in the community, exclusive AMAs and more interactive sessions. I'm also adding a challenge, an AI readiness challenge. So if you are feeling a little overwhelmed with artificial intelligence, I'm adding a 5-day challenge, which kind of helps get you set up and pointed in the right direction for working out what on earth to do with an AI in the future. And this also comes with everything else. So we have 100 playbooks, which are in catalog. We have a bunch of courses. So I'm moving my courses over onto here. And these are extremely, this one here is 123 lessons. These are not small courses, but these are all available for you for free when you join the newsletter and the community. I'm giving away, I hope, a massive amount of value for those people who come into the community and want to learn about artificial intelligence and how you're going to shape your life moving forward. So again, that is at aiwithkyle.com. Join the community and hopefully see a few of you in there. I'm going to be also writing a newsletter about it, which goes up just explaining what we're going to be doing with the community, what kind of challenges, what kind of events, what kind of themes, etc. we're looking at moving forward. So hopefully see a few of you in there over the next few weeks. Just going to pop over to questions. Oh, hey, Tamas. Tamas, are you in Circle and on TikTok? You have me on multiple screens. I'm okay with that. Awesome. I don't see any questions today, which is fine. I'm going to finish up the live. The newsletter is available on the website aiwithkyle.com, and it includes the update from the live stream, edited and chunked up, easier to read through because it's written and it comes out every single day, as well as the resources. For example, today we looked at the Open Router 100 trillion token study. I'll add that into the next newsletter so that you can go and investigate it yourself. I'll be adding it on the community so we can discuss it. It gives you different ways to access the material via video, writing, community, whatever's easier for you. We just want to make it valuable in some way. So make sure you are subscribed to the newsletter and join the community by clicking the join community button. All of this is free. We just crossed 10,000 subscribers very recently, which was my big goal this year. We're already at 10,500. All of the live streams go into YouTube. They get tidied up, clean, edited. We have time codes and break them into smaller sections so you can find the information you're looking for. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube to the newsletter, totally free, and join the free community as well. Thank you so much, and we'll see you. Thanks, everyone.